Good evening, folks, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are diving into a story of naval might and historical pride. Picture a ship that can launch 75 warplanes, house 4,600 sailors, and carry the legacy of a beloved president across the seas. That's the USS John F. Kennedy, the Navy's newest supercarrier, set to sail in 2025. We'll explore the journey of this incredible vessel, from its namesake's heroism to its cutting-edge technology. Stay tuned for a tale of honor, courage, and American strength. The USS John F. Kennedy, or CVN-79, is the second ship in the Gerald R. Ford class, the most advanced aircraft carriers ever built. But to understand why this ship carries the name of our 35th president, we need to step back to a time when a young John F. Kennedy was more than a politician. He was a naval hero. In 1943, during World War II, Lieutenant John F. Kennedy commanded PT-109, a small patrol torpedo boat in the Pacific. On August 2nd, a Japanese destroyer rammed his boat, splitting it in half. Kennedy, just 26, led his crew through shark-infested waters, swimming miles to an island while towing an injured sailor with a life belt in his teeth. His courage saved 11 of his 13 men, earning him the Navy and Marine Corps Medal. For those of you who lived through those war years, you'll remember the pride in hearing of such bravery, a young man who faced the sea's dangers and came out stronger. Fast forward to 1961. Kennedy became president, a leader who steered America through the Cuban Missile Crisis and championed a bold vision for peace and progress. His assassination in 1963 shocked the world, but his legacy endured. The Navy honored him first with the USS John F. Kennedy CVA-67, a Kitty Hawk-class carrier commissioned in 1968, which served until 2007. That ship, nicknamed Big John, saw action in Vietnam and the Gulf War, carrying JFK's name across oceans. Now, the new USS John F. Kennedy, CVN-79, continues that legacy, blending history with the future of naval power. Let's talk about this new super carrier. The USS John F. Kennedy is a marvel of engineering, built at Virginia's Newport News shipyard. Launched in 2019 and set to join the fleet in July 2025, it's one of 4 Ford-class carriers designed to replace the aging Nimitz class. At 1,106 feet long and displacing 100,000 tons, it's a floating fortress capable of carrying over 75 aircraft, from F-35 stealth fighters to E-2D Hawkeye radar planes. For those of you who followed the Nimitz carriers in the 70s and 80s, think of this as the next evolution: bigger, smarter, and tougher. What sets the Kennedy apart? It's the technology. Unlike older carriers that used steam catapults to launch planes, the Kennedy uses an electromagnetic aircraft launch system, or EMALS. This system, like something out of science fiction, uses magnetic fields to hurl aircraft off the deck with precision, reducing wear on planes and boosting launch rates by 33%. That means more sorties, up to 160 a day, making the Kennedy a powerhouse in any conflict. For those who remember the jet age dawning in the 50s, EMALS is a leap as big as propellers to jets was back then. The ship's crew of 4,600 men and women is another strength. They're trained to operate everything from nuclear reactors to advanced radar systems. The Kennedy's 2 nuclear reactors give it unlimited range, letting it patrol for months without refueling. Vital in tense regions like the Arctic or Baltic, where U.S.-Russia tensions are rising, as we've covered in recent videos about the F-22 and B-2 incidents. For viewers who served in the Navy or followed the Cold War, you'll appreciate how carriers like this one keep America's presence strong, just as they did against the Soviets. Speaking of tensions, The USS John F. Kennedy is entering service at a critical time. In 2025, the Arctic is a hotspot, with Russia expanding bases in Chukotka, as we discussed in our F-22 shootdown video. The Kennedy's sister ship, USS Gerald R. Ford, was recently repositioned to the Norwegian Sea to signal strength. The Kennedy, once commissioned, will likely join these missions, patrolling vital trade routes and monitoring Russian submarines like the WWII class. Its advanced sensors can track threats across thousands of miles, ensuring America's allies like Norway and Canada stay secure. But this ship isn't just about power. It's about honoring JFK's vision. Kennedy believed in strength through preparedness, saying, "We dare not tempt them with weakness." His leadership during the Cuban Missile Crisis, when carriers like the USS Enterprise stood ready, showed how naval might can prevent war. The new Kennedy embodies that balance, a tool of deterrence and a symbol of resolve. For those of you who voted for JFK or watch his speeches, this ship carries forward his call to serve something greater than ourselves. Let's compare the old and new Kennedy carriers for perspective. The 1968 USS John F. Kennedy, CVA-67, was 1,052 feet long, carried 80 aircraft, and had a crew of 5,000. It relied on oil boilers, limiting its range. The new CVN-79 is longer, leaner with automation, and uses nuclear power, cutting the crew by 400 while boosting efficiency. Its radar, the dual-band radar, can track stealth aircraft, critical in today's world of advanced threats like Russia's S-400 systems, which downed our F-22 in the news. This evolution mirrors the leap from World War II battleships to Cold War carriers you've seen in your lifetime. For veterans watching, the Kennedy's story might stir memories of service. The old Kennedy launched a 4 Skyhawks in Vietnam, supporting troops under fire. The new Kennedy will deploy F-35s, stealth jets, that can strike with precision from hundreds of miles away. Its advanced arresting gear catches landing planes with smoother control, a far cry from the cable systems of the 60s. These upgrades mean safer, faster operations, but the mission remains the same: Project Power, protect freedom. Building the Kennedy wasn't easy. Costing $13 billion, it faced delays from supply chain issues and EMALS testing. Yet every weld and wire honors the workers who built it, many of them your neighbors in Virginia. Caroline Kennedy, JFK's daughter, christened the ship in 2019, linking it to her father's legacy. For those who remember the Kennedy family's grace under tragedy, this moment was a powerful nod to history. As the Kennedy prepares for service, its role is clear. With only 11 U.S. carriers active, each one is vital. The Navy plans to station the Kennedy in the Pacific or Atlantic, ready for crises like those we've reported. Russian aggression in the Arctic or Baltic. Its ability to launch drones alongside manned jets makes it versatile, adapting to threats your generation never imagined, like cyber warfare or hypersonic missiles. For those of you who followed America's naval story, from Pearl Harbor to the Cold War, this ship is a bridge between past and future. It carries the name of a man who served at sea, led with courage, and inspired a nation. The USS John F. Kennedy isn't just steel and circuits. It's a testament to the values you've lived by: duty, honor, and resilience. This is a story of a ship built to honor a hero and defend a nation. As the USS John F. Kennedy sets sail in 2025, it carries the hopes of America and the legacy of JFK. If you served on a carrier, knew someone who did, or remember JFK's voice on the radio, share your thoughts below. What does this ship mean to you? Subscribe for more stories of valor and innovation, and join us next time as we explore another legend of the seas. Good night.